Well, shit.
That's bad. Oh, that's not good news. What's up, Scampers? Welcome back to the channel. I was just checking over the tires on my trailer and I discovered some uneven wear, so let's talk about tire health. Inspecting your trailer tires often is something every trailer owner should do, and I like to start with the ABCs. Remembering the ABCs helps me to remember to look for abrasions, bulges, and cuts on both the inner and the outer wall of the tires. It might be difficult to get under here and take a really good look at the back side of your tire, but it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on because you don't see it as obviously as the front side, so things can sneak up on you back here. And I'm sure glad that I did because that's how I discovered the problem I'm having with my tires, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Another thing you want to look for on your sidewalls and on the tread of your tire is something called dry rot. And I don't have any to show you, but it would look like spider-like cracks in the tread or in the sidewalls themselves. Even when tires look new, due to low mileage, the rubber can harden, become brittle, and fail due to age and UV exposure. So that's something you want to be particularly careful about if you're buying a used trailer. The tires might still have plenty of tread and look brand new, but if it's been sitting in the sun for a long time, there can still be dry rot, and dry rot is one of the main reasons you experience blowouts. So look for any cracks or spiderweb-like patterns in your sidewall and on your tread. The next thing I want to do is check the tire pressure on all three tires, including my spare, but because I use a tire pressure monitoring system, I always know what the pressure is doing. I've got these sensors on both tires and the spare on the back, so I always know when they're getting low or need to be topped off. But I like to keep my tires at the 50 PSI that Scamp, the trailer manufacturer, recommends, instead of the max pressure that you can find listed on the sidewall. There's a lot of debate over that online. A lot of people say you should follow what's on the tire, you should follow what the manufacturer says. I'm in the following Scamp's recommendation camp, but you can decide what you want to do on that one. So Scamp recommends 50 PSI for these 13-inch C-range tires and 65 PSI if you've got D-range tires. Since I know my PSI is fine, I'm going to move on to the tread and I'm going to do the penny test. You want to hold the penny this way and you want to place Lincoln's head directly into the tread. And if you can see the top of Lincoln's head, then it's time to replace your tires. That means your tread has gotten too low. But as you can see in the tread on this side of my tire, Lincoln's head is still buried behind the tread, so normally this tire would be good to go. But let's take a look at the backside. So this is the inside of that same tire, and doing the same penny test, you can see that Lincoln's head is completely exposed on this side. So I've got some uneven tire wear on both of my trailer tires, and this is how I discovered it, was by using this penny test to check the tread and inspecting my tires. If I had not discovered that uneven wear and my tires had passed their inspection, then the last thing I would do is locate this 4-digit dot number right here on the sidewall of the tire. You'll see it says dot, and there's a 4-digit number, and that tells you the date that your tires were made. So the first two numbers are the week that your tires were made, and the last two numbers are the year that they were made. And this is important information because tires older than 5 to 6 years need professional inspection, and most tires should be replaced after 7 years. So even though my tires aren't that old yet, the uneven wear tells me that there's something else going on, and I need to investigate further to see what's happening. So what do I do now that I found out that both of my trailer tires are wearing unevenly on the inside edges? Common causes for this are severe underinflation, overloading the trailer, or a bent axle. I can rule out underinflation because I do use the tire pressure monitoring system, and I cross-reference and double-check the tire pressure with the tire pressure gauge when I top off my tires. So I know that's not the problem. And if you saw my packing video, then you'll know I'm kind of a minimalist, so overloading the trailer is probably not likely either. So unless there's something funky going on with my wheel bearings themselves, then it's pointing to the axle. And this amount of uneven wear on a tire is unlikely to be the wheel bearings, it's probably the axle. So getting behind my trailer and looking directly at my tire like this, I can tell just visually that the top of the tire is tilting inward and the bottom of the tire is tilting outward. I'm going to do a few more measurements, get a level out, and get a straight edge to help better demonstrate this, but looking at it just like this, I can tell for sure that my tire is tilting inward, and it's happening on both sides of my trailer, so that is a good sign that my axle is bent, unfortunately. So please bear with my shaky camera work. It is very tight under here, but if you look at the bottom of the axle right here, you see that little bit of light that's coming through there? That's an indication that my axle's been bent. These two pieces should sit flush right up against each other. So unfortunately, the fact that I can see daylight between these two pieces is just another bit of evidence that my axle took a hit somewhere and it's bent. So between inspecting my tires and my axle, it's pretty clear that my axle's gone bad. And if you're wondering how my axle could have possibly gone bad in only 3 short years, I did some digging and I found out some really interesting information. Turns out the axle that came with my Scamp is actually only rated for 2,000 pounds. So the trailer itself is under 2,000 pounds, but with all the extras, the fully loaded options that came with my Scamp, and then all of the stuff I pack into it when I go on a trip, that's really pushing the limit of what the axle can take. When a torsion axle like the one that came on my Scamp is pushed to the limit like that, all it really takes is one good pothole and boom, you got a bent axle. So considering that I like to go off the grid a lot and I take this thing down dirt roads and a lot of time they're rutted and potholed, and I have been using it hard for 3 years, it's honestly not that surprising to me that the axle didn't hold up. It's unfortunate and it's going to be expensive, but it is what it is. The good news is I found an axle that can fit on this trailer and it's rated for 3,500 pounds. So what I've decided to do is put a beefier axle on my trailer. I found one that we can make work that's rated for 3,500 pounds and might also give me enough room to squeeze a 14-inch tire on there. So not only will I have a beefier suspension that can handle the off-roading I like to do a little bit more, it might give me the chance to have 14-inch tires, which are a little wider, a little taller. I'll have a little better clearance, but it also bumps me up into a tire category where there's a lot more options manufacturing-wise, quality-wise. So instead of being stuck with the 13-inch tires that really only have C-range or D-range options, I get bumped up into a size of tire that has a lot more options and a lot more reputable manufacturers to choose from. So if we can make the 14-inch tires fit width-wise, which is to be determined, but if we can get those on there, then I'll get a little more clearance and a lot more quality tire. I can cruise along the roads a little faster, and I'll have a suspension that can keep up with the off-roading and boondocking kind of camping that I like to do. Since I primarily like to camp off the grid, my trailer's been going down a lot of dirt roads. It's been bouncing around. It's been hit pretty hard, so it's not surprising to me that the suspension didn't hold up. I took my trailer in to get inspected by the professionals, and they agreed that my axle's toast. When I was trying to find a place to take my trailer in to get inspected, I researched places in my area that specialize in the rubber torsion axles that come on these Scamps. It doesn't have the typical leaf springs like a lot of trailers do, so you want to take your trailer in to someone who specializes in the rubber torsion axles. But they agreed that my axle is in need of replacement, and it's disappointing, but axles aren't something that lasts the lifetime of the trailer. They do wear out, so when I weigh that against all the amazing adventures and all the beautiful places my trailer has taken me, it's kind of worth it. I'm not super bummed. Unfortunately, the axle has to get shipped here, and it's going to take about 4 weeks to arrive, so I can't really show you the before and after, but once it arrives, I'll make a whole video on that new axle and the pros and cons. I'm just going to make sure that when I arrive at the trailer place to have my new axle put on, that I take the locking lug nut key so I can get the tires off and they can do the repair they need to do. So for now, just get out there and give your own trailer tires a good looking over. Make sure that they're not trying to warn you about something bigger that might be going on. Make sure you include the spare in your safety checks. And if you found value in this, please consider supporting my shop at scamperlife.com or utilizing my tip jar. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, happy scamping. Okay, let's play. Come on, come on, come on. Oh.